Our whiskey-loving friends are coming into town, and they're going to be at this bar.
They're going to be so disappointed. It looks way cooler on camera.
Here are 5 whiskeys we want our bourbon-loving friends to try. We got a category for each. The first category is the we're still forming our opinion whiskey.
The second category is around here. Shit you gotta try just around here.
The third category is the fantastic finished whiskey.
The fourth is the absolutely terrible whiskey.
The fifth is the inside track you gotta know somebody whiskey.
And number 6, the most expensive bottle that we own, because we have guests coming over and we need to impress. Dust and shoulders. How does Jay-Z do it? Hova!
How does this mean Hova? Do you look through it?
First up is Brothers Bond, and we're kind of still forming our opinion on this one, mainly because there's 2 hot guys who created this whiskey.
Which means I love it already.
If y'all ever watched Vampire Diaries with Ian Smolder Holdenham, the other guy who's not Ian, but is also a vampire, is the other brother.
A couple of vampires got together and they made some whiskey. And by that I mean they sourced some whiskey from MGP. This happens to be the original cask strength 115.1 proof. This is like a blend of different MGPs, so it's actually a 4-grain.
I am actually getting a lot of like dusty peanut and a little bit of expired caramel.
You're right, it has a dusty note on it.
It's dusty. It's a salty roasted peanut, and I kind of like it. It's different.
I like the nose more than I like the palate. It drinks a little hot at 115. It is like a burnt peanut, unsalted. The nose, I like it better than the palate. Moving on to the around here bottles. The first one up is Corsets, Whips, and Whiskey from Journeyman Distillery, which is a great destination right here in the great state of Michigan at 117 proof.
Another good proofer right there. I love the name as well. Corsets, Whips, and Thieves. The other around here, which you have to have when you come to Michigan, you need to get this Traverse City Whiskey Co. Cherry. This is the barrel proof bitch right here. It is so delicious. It is not completely cherry, but you still get a nice cherry taste to it, and that's pure Michigan, baby.
Traverse City, known for their cherries. So this is infused with their cherries, but it's a 109, 110 proof bourbon.
How do I want to say? It's like a cherry pie, but it's slightly smoked, but not like a barbecue smoke on it. Just someone forgot the cherry pie was outside, if that makes any sense.
Corset, Whips, and Whiskey, I think has a little bit of a craft nose on it. A wee bit, not terrible, a wee bit, but on the palate, it's pure milk chocolate.
Oh.
It is really, really good. I think drinks a little bit below its 117 proof point. Really enjoyable if you want a weeder. It's going to come across with that chocolatey goodness on the palate. We have yet to visit here, but I've heard you can spend a whole day here. Restaurant, drinks, like whores, corsets, whipskies.
Is there a train?
There's some roller coasters.
Oh, yay!
There's a time machine.
Fantastic finish, of course. We are going to plug our own. This is Super Proofers. The finish is what? This is like Jamaican shit or something.
So it's a Canadian rye that's been finished in both Jamaican rum and maple barrels. It is a straight hazmat 142 proof.
If you were at Pours in the Park this year, this was the best thing out in the park.
This is one of those things where not only can you get the Jamaican rum, not only can you get the maple, not only can you get the 16-year-old rye, but the finish, one of the few bottles in our bar where the finish will stop you mid-sentence.
I don't even think I have to justify this one. It's like a bubble gum. You know, remember the Juicy Fruit Target?
Fruit stripe gum.
Yes. And it lasted for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But that 2 seconds was the most amazing taste in your mouth.
Sure.
That is this times the 2 seconds by 1,000. Because it's going to be in your mouth all the time.
On the palate, literally kind of runs you through the entire gambit, right? You got the Canadian rye, which is a little bit different, but the high H and high proof is fantastic. You get that rum, which can be a little drying, but you get that really high quality rum in there, and then transitions into this sweet, sweet maple coming back to the rye. Fantastic.
It's just good. It's fruity. It's bright. It's a little refreshing, honestly. It's like Willy Wonka's boat ride, but in your mouth.
The finish is continuing to go on. It hangs with you. It hangs out and continues to run you through, to your point, a proofy fruit stripe gum.
The absolutely terrible whiskey in our bar, Johnny Smoking Gun. Now, if you are an OG, or even if you're not, this bottle's beautiful. Inside of it is horrible. I will not be trying this because it's that bad. But when our friends are coming over, I'm gonna trick them.
So this is literally the worst whiskey we have ever tasted because it's supposed to be paired with Japanese food and like umami.
Yeah, but you know, if I'm drinking a sushi...
Fish. And our tasting notes previously are fish and oily train at the Henry Ford Museum.
Yeah, no, I don't think I want my sushi to be paired with this.
But if you have whiskey friends coming over, isn't that part of it? Hey, here's the worst shit I've ever tasted. Taste it.
That's what friends are for.
Number 5 is the inside track. You gotta know somebody or know something to get it. And our inside track whiskey is Barrel King. Barrel King is out of Bourbon, Missouri, and it is hard to get if you're looking for it in local stores. It is not that hard to get, though, if you're part of certain Patreon groups and WhiskeyTube, or if you just go to Barrel King and join the Gold membership. So go to barrelking.com/store, scroll down Gold membership. You can actually get one of these a month, and they are fantastic. Barrel King, the beta, this is what sold us. This is what made me want to join the Gold membership, and I have not been disappointed since.
I'm getting a lot of like super dark bitter chocolate smell.
It's sweet MGP on the nose, which sometimes to us is like a proofed up bubblegum, but this one is more chocolatey and more desserty on the nose.
You have this really nice viscous sitting in your mouth. It's so oily, but it also opens up your taste buds. I'm getting a ton of avocado, brown butter, like when you make the butter and you burn it a little bit.
So buttery. Buttery, well-aged MGP. If that sounds like your jam at about 122 proof, then maybe Barrel King is your...
Well, this is just one variation of Barrel King. They're all different.
Your inside track whiskey. And they are all different, and each month they put out something extremely interesting, different from the last.
When your friends come over, you have to show them your most expensive bottle that you have in the bar. Ours is Justin's House of Bourbon Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It is a $300 bottle. It's extremely dark and amber.
It's a 14-year-old 118 proof Kentucky whiskey. So all the stats are there to validate that $300 price tag.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people's most expensive bottle, most expensive is typically not synonymous with absolute best. And I really like this, but it is not the best bourbon in the bar.
No.
It isn't.
It's very oaky. I'm not a fan of the cardboard oak. I get a lot of this molasses, like almost ruined molasses and ruined gingerbread. But it's not horrible, but I will gladly give you a pour when you come over.
So Justin's House of Bourbon, we love you. We
Yes.
spend lots of money every time that we're there. No disrespect.
If you are lucky enough to have friends and they want to come over, tell me what you're going to share with your friends. I'm just curious.
Do you have any idea how much editing I have to do to make your boobs look that big?
We're all not Dolly Parton.
Some of us are.
Hey, I'm just trying to get some more subs.
What, Subway?
Subway.
Party subs?
We have friends coming over, and we need to be really hospitable.
Can we run that back? You said we have friends overcoming.
Yes.
Are they overcoming something, or are they coming?
It's going to be awkward for all of us.
They probably shouldn't stay here. Hopefully this video comes out before their flight leaves, and they figure out a hotel.